Hello and welcome to the daily Devil May Cry 5 nose news. Yes.
Oh,
So we have
noses.
Ryman here with us,
Yeah,
and
hi.
Jtegh,
Yes.
and Suuslas is Feet over here,
Hello.
and Pimp over here.
Oh, hello.
So Jtegh and Suuslas went to Gamescom so they can give us like a direct report about what we're seeing here. Nero's nose from Devil May Cry 5.
This is a chromatic nose. You know it because there's a rainbow on this part of the nose.
Yeah, there's a lot of chromatic aberration on all of these screenshots. It's kind of sad, like red, blue. I don't like it. I don't like it.
But at the same time, I
at
doubt
least-
you'll notice it.
At least I can only see it when you zoom in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess you don't really play the game by like looking straight at the nose all the time like this. I guess.
You don't zoom in on the 4K screen during normal gameplay.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we just go straight on with the impressions because you guys played the game?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Where to begin?
Jtegh can start about the babbling of this game. This game is saying right here with Nero and Boom Booms and everything.
I thought it was actually like a lot of fun to play. I got to play the demo twice. I don't know, it just felt like DMC4 but expanded upon. So it felt really good to play, and the mechanics felt pretty similar. And I see Ryman freaking out already.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched a lot of gameplay footage of the demo from Gamescom, and yeah, it looks a lot like DMC4 to me, just tweaked and improved in many small ways.
Well, yeah. I did find the game to run slightly faster than DMC4,
Oh, yeah.
but slower
Good.
than Turbo mode.
I actually wanted to record a small comparison of like animation speed, but I forgot to do that.
Oh well. But I also noticed that his basic air combo is slower than in GMC4, but I didn't use it a lot because you know I only had 10 minutes to play. But yeah, the game was very similar to GMC4. Nero had his combo A and combo C, which is, you know, tap tap, wait, and then tap multiple times. It did not have combo B, which is tap once and then tap, you know, multiple times. Or
Is that the one where like slams it
over again?
Into the ground many times? Like stab
Yeah,
it?
that one wasn't in the demo. I don't know if they removed it, but there was just no combo applying to that. So I'm gonna guess it's because it was absolutely useless.
I liked it. It was okay
I liked
for
it.
the single enemy.
You know, I liked it, yeah, when you used it on that one enemy who got staggered every hit and literally nothing else.
Yes, exactly. Good point. They did add it.
But yeah, he had his shuffle, his Calibur, Exceed, of course. There was
Right, yeah. Can we pause on this screenshot here? Right. So you guys who played the demo, how much like Hell Prides from DMC3 did these guys feel like?
very. I was like, yeah, this is them.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Is Pride the worthless kind in DMC3? That
Yeah, the one with the black robes that just sort of slowly stumble towards you and take a swing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's basically these guys.
And we don't have the trailer here, but there was a trailer where they showed off a returning boss from DMC1, right?
No,
Well,
it wasn't a boss.
Returning
it was just
enemy from
Returning
DMC1.
enemy.
Yeah.
The
Sin
Sin
Scissors.
Scissors, yeah.
Sin Scissors, they were not in the demo. We had so those guys, I think. Yeah, it was those guys with the scythe.
And then the two basic enemy types, the walking and the flying type, and then the boss. Like these dudes, yeah.
that was it.
They kind of look like bugs.
One of them was resistant to knockback, and when you try to use your the devil pull, like I forgot what it's called,
Snatch?
you would just snatch instead of moving him towards yourself. You were going to you just launched yourself towards him. So that was pretty cool.
Interesting.
There was the way the devil arms work. Pressing B just uses its basic move, which depends on the arm. And if you want to do the buster like you used to in Devil May Cry 4, you actually have to hold the button and then release it.
and they would have different effects. And depending on how long you charged it, it could either do a stronger version of the basic attack like this, or they would actually do like a super move and then break.
Yeah. And I think the buster animation changes depending on if there's a wall nearby or not. I'm sorry, but I couldn't test it enough.
There are
But
8
yeah,
different devil breakers, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I had a chat with Matt Walker and Hideaki Utsuno, and Matt basically confirmed that you can have 8 different versions in the full game.
Shall we quickly mention the ones we are aware of? So I think like this is basically like the base one, like the one you would start off and get first.
Yes, the Overture.
I believe you actually started with both the Overture and the Gehenna, which is the other one. It's when you use it, it does a small force field kind of stuff in front of you, and it knocks back enemies away and deal damage.
And that's not this one? Is it this one?
That's the other
Well, I mean,
one.
yeah, I mean, you can see.
Oh yeah,
one's
of course.
which one,
Yeah, this one deals a good amount of damage, and it has some range. It's slower than the Gehenna, though.
I've heard reports online that this animation has some invincibility frames, so you can like tank your way through hits if you time it right.
And if I recall correctly, the super version of this is where you fire like a giant laser beam for a certain amount of time while standing still.
And the super version, is that by breaking the devil breaker?
The super version is where you break it, yeah. This is just the normal attack, so this doesn't break it.
So I have heard some people complain a little bit about that system, like the fact that you have a move which completely breaks and then removes one of those arms. Like what did you think about that system? Like, did that feel annoying? Were you okay with it?
I was okay with it. I mean, it's pretty powerful. It's not just oh well, I'm just going to discard it. You actually deal damage with that. But what bothered me at first was the fact that it was the only way to change devil arms.
Like, yeah, there didn't seem to be a way to switch, yeah.
And there was only one button on the controller that was not binded, and it was RT.
So... D-pad wasn't bound to anything either.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
And then
yeah, something I should probably mention about these, like you could, like I said, you can break them by doing the super move, or you could push. I think it was like left bumper to just blow it up, and that would switch to your next one. And
yeah, we did hear about a left bumper move called Breakaway.
Yeah, and so you could use that to get rid of the one you'd have, and it'd have a kind of small radius. I think it was maybe similar to this, and it would deal a little bit of damage when you blew up the arm, and it would automatically then have Nero shove his arm into the holster to grab the next arm.
Yeah, it's basically a quick switch with a very. It's very fast. It's not as long as using your super move to break your arm.
The problem was the first time I did it, I didn't realize exactly what happened. I thought I was doing like another version of this. And so I had run out of all of my arms the first time I played it. Although you just find replacements everywhere, at least in the demo. They're just scattered around in the levels.
It was literally everywhere. Like in every single screen that you would go to, there was at least like 2 or 3 arms on the ground. So, you know, no problem on that point. And then there was the Exceed system, where you can now you can actually rev your weapon while running, which is, oh boy, finally. I couldn't pull a perfect Exceed.
Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of being able to do it on the run.
And the basic of the system seems to be the same, that you can like rev up 2 charges of it, which will appear on this part of the UI.
Yeah. I don't know about the 3rd level, or if there's going to be a 3rd level at all. Like, I couldn't get to that point.
I'm pretty sure I've seen footage where you get up to 3 here.
I mean, this UI icon, it looks like there's 3 pips to it.
Yeah, but when I reached level 2, and when I pressed, when I did the Exceed thing, just charging it regularly, it kind of did like RE4, where there was pretty much no feedback on the controller. And sound-wise, just sounded like it was revving like for nothing. So I don't know what that was about.
Weird.
I read that the system for using the rev charges is a little bit different. If you have 2 charges and if you do 1 normal attack, he will then do 1 normal attack using 1 charge, not 2 like in DMC4. You have to press twice with a normal attack to do 2 charges.
Oh yeah, I do remember reading that too.
That's different. I feel like the biggest changes with the combats based on red is like, of course, this double breaker system, and also his revolver is very different now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now reload the bullets into it.
Yeah, these are basically your charge shots from GMC4.
So what I've read is that you hold down the gun button to start a normal manual reload animation, or you can do a perfect rev and then you reload instantly. I think that's how it was.
I couldn't I tried to do a perfect rev, but I couldn't do it. So I just reloaded manually.
And
Like
you can
a scrub.
also shoot without having bullets loaded, but then it'll be very, very weak shots. And by the way, you actually fire just 3 times. Like each time you fire 2 bullets. So basically 3
That is
shots to
correct.
reload.
That is correct. And the regular shots are basically your good old shots from GMC4 where you're not charging.
Although it looked like the fire rate was a bit lower with both types of shots.
No, it felt faster to me actually.
Really?
Like in DMC4, actually shooting with Nero is really, really slow. Both the charge version and the regular version. But in
Charge
here,
version was definitely slow in 4.
yeah. Then here, like if you reload and then you release the button, you will automatically shoot. Or that's what happened to me. And then you can pretty much immediately combo it to something else. There's no huge recoil like in DMC4.
While we have this visible, I can quickly mention that that they've taken some inspiration from DMC the reboot. So, for instance, like the inside of the fonte will fill up as you get closer to the next level.
Yeah.
Of style, right?
Yes.
And
that is correct.
like in DMC,
And
you also have a voice saying the name of the rank whenever you level up, like Savage. But you can also you can actually turn off in the options if you don't like that.
Actually, I think the S rank in the Ninja Theory game was Savage as well.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think I very vividly remember Savage.
Wasn't it Sadistic?
No, that was the double S one, I think.
Oh, okay. I don't remember hearing the rank being said, but maybe somebody turned it off in the options.
And the music will change based on the style rank.
Yes.
You'll hear different
JTAG.
parts of the main theme, nearest theme.
Yes, JTAG, if you will. Explain how it works.
Um,
Explain how the music works.
Oh yeah, so if you just start the combat, it basically gives you the intro of the Pull My Devil Trigger song, where it's just the instrumental, and once you reach a certain rank, it will transition over to where the lyrics kick in.
And it's really good. The music really, really works in that game. Like when you reach S rank, it just works. It just works.
That makes sense, because I remember reading stuff post E3 where they were explaining they were going to be experimenting with like dynamic music tracks for the battles.
Yeah, it definitely didn't feel like there was a weird cut when you reached S rank
Yeah.
or whatever. It was smooth, perfect even. So props for that. Good job.
There's a couple of things they also took from DMC. So whenever you kill the last enemy in a fight, the game will turn into this fancy slow-mo sequence, and the close-up of you doing the final hit. Pretty sure that was from DMC as well. And characters are introduced in a similar way as in DMC. With the money cutscene with the enemy text showing up on screen.
Yeah, showing the name and having a little close-up of them, dropping into like the fight, basically.
Yeah. So they're taking stuff from the Ninja Theory game, but they're taking stuff that actually could fit rather well in the old style.
Yeah, they're taking
games.
very, very specific stuff. They're taking mainly presentation stuff. Like when it comes to gameplay, I don't get the impression they took really any inspiration from the reboot at all.
Gameplay seemed to be mainly based off DMC4 from how it played, in my
Yep.
opinion.
Like, if you played Nero, like you just get the hang of him very quickly. At least of the most useful combos from DMC4.
Good.
And then there's new stuff, which I couldn't pull off. I'm guessing stuff like pressing Y and B at the same time, where he does a sort of dash while damaging enemies. It was kind of weird.
All right, can we pause on this show? Because I love the ground version of this charge move, because this is like if you do the charge version with the Gerbera double breaker in the air, you do this rebound thing and the damage increases every time it rebounds. But if you do it on the ground, it's this massive like rail cannon that he fires out of his arm, and Nero goes, "How about a taste of the good shit?" as he fires it off. It just looks awesome.
Is this the move where the arm will break when you do it?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I did see a very short clip of this move where you basically got an automatic triple S rank because it hit everything.
I don't think I tried this move to be like in the air at least myself.
Yeah, I haven't tried any charge move in the air.
Ah, but did you
I think I
try
only
air
used it,
taunts?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I got the same taunts like 3 times in a row. So
Yeah.
after that, I gave up.
Oh wow.
And then Dante.
But yeah, the base taunts for Nero at least seem to have a lot of his DMC4 taunts, but there were new ones as well.
Ellen, it seemed like remember the taunt in DMC4 where he pulls out his gun and just goes bang before holstering it back. It seemed like it could damage enemies because when I did that taunt, there was an enemy next to me, and as he was flipping the gun, he like an enemy just staggered back with a small drip of blood coming out of him.
Really a fancy way to end fights.
Yeah.
It could be, but then it could be just a weird coincidence.
By the way, this was shown in the trailer where Dante literally uses a motorcycle as a weapon.
Yeah, like it splits in half, and he's got these 2 like massive like rotating chainsaw blades. Like the chainsaw blades like replace the wheels, and they look like really, really heavy hitting weapons. Do
you think this is just a cut-in thing, or is this an actual weapon for him?
Well, considering the trailer where this was shown off, like you could tell, like it was gameplay.
He
in the trailer.
transitioned from the bike to using this, and he it looked like that was gameplay.
Yeah, I got the same impression.
The trailer also seemed to insinuate that you can just like part of this weapon's moveset was you could just drive the bike during actual gameplay, which seems fucking crazy.
And they said they will reveal Dante gameplay at TGS, right?
Yeah, which is about a month away now.
And there was an interview where they said that he'll probably play more like his DMC3 iteration rather than DMC4.
Yeah, that I don't know how to interpret that, because
the thing is, like, there's only really one big difference between the 2 games, where in 4 he can switch styles on the fly.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe they thought like he was too overwhelming in 4, that you can change weapons and change styles on the fly. They wanted to be slightly simplified.
Keep the style changing on the fly.
Yeah, I think if they take out the on the fly style changing, like the fans will riot. Because that is a huge step back. Yeah, like that is a huge step back.
Maybe what they meant by it's going to be more like DMC3 is that you'll have weapons that you can manually select and take up in missions, you know, and like 4, where you only had 3 guns and 3 melee weapons. Maybe. Or it could also be the fact that you'll have more than 4/5 styles. Because in DMC3 you had 6 styles. So maybe it's going to be like that, where you can just customize which style you decide to bring in with you.
Well, technically in DMC4 you got access to 5 styles, but of course for story reasons you obviously won't have access to one of those in 5.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, maybe Quicksilver will make a return, because Quicksilver was actually in, I don't know if it was in 4 somehow. Like I played with mods, and there was a mod where you press a button, you just slow down time.
Well, maybe it was modded based off that item that Nero gets access to during his campaign.
Yeah, it was the same
time. Yeah,
it was the same visual effect, but I don't know. how it worked exactly.
And
so.
of course, we've seen in the trailers one of the devil breakers that's not in the playable demo is one that just lets you slow down time.
Yep.
Oh, isn't there one devil breaker which is basically his demonic arm from 4?
It's this one.
Yeah, where you can grab enemies.
Yeah, like that. It's restricted to a specific devil breaker.
Did any of you guys be able to play this? Be able to fight this boss here?
I did.
Barely.
This arm I did not encounter in the demo.
I think they said that this wasn't even available in the demo.
Yeah,
at all.
so there was an episode of Inside Xbox during Gamescom live, and there was a segment about DMC5, and Matt Walker and Itsuno were on there, and they showed off this Devil Breaker, and they said it wasn't in the playable demo that was on the show floor. It was exclusive just for Inside Xbox to show off this arm. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks like the Devil Bringer from DMC4, basically.
From the little time I had playing the boss, because I didn't get to do the whole boss fight, unfortunately. It seemed that the boss fight was like sort of tied to how much health the boss had left, with going through different stages in the boss fight.
Yeah, it looked that way from the footage I saw.
A few other random things I can mention. Auto assist is back in the game if you want to play. If you want to be a cowardly man.
Mm-hmm.
I think also read that you can this time just switch it on the fly whenever.
It's
Yeah,
in
by
the
holding
options
right
menu
trigger.
as well.
Not right trigger. You can just hold the right analog stick, actually.
Yeah, I remember I read somewhere that you press R3 and you can turn it on.
Yep. On and off.
And there was an interview asking whether or not Lady and Trish are in the game, and the director said that we will hear the answer to that very soon. That sounds like we might see a new trailer soon. I don't know.
I knew you'd bring that up sooner or later.
TGS is probably when they'll show that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, those two characters are way more linked to Dante than Nero, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But will Lucia make a comeback?
No, she won't. She's dead.
Flaps.
Open. Flaps open during punch. Keep inside heatsink. Away from fluid, blood, etc.
Okay.
Exhaust deflector.
I gotta say, it's quite the sight when you use up all of your. If you want to use up all your Devil Breakers and you just see Nero running around with this robotic stump.
It's a little
instead
bit
of an arm.
A little bit disconcerting. It's wrong.
One thing I'd like to actually point out about that, because that's a good thing that you brought that up. When you do that, you can still use the thing to pull enemies to you.
Oh yeah.
That's not tied to having an arm. So you can still do it with the stump, which looks kind of weird, but you can at least still use it.
Yeah, I guess the rope that's tied to it just fires out of the stump rather than out of the arm.
Yeah.
I think I like the sound of the Devil Breakers. I think it's interesting that it seemed more like a temporary power up where you can just like break whenever and like switch to another one. I think it's a very interesting system.
Yeah, I guess it's to break the monotony of having only the Devil Breaker, which was just too good, but also very samey. So.
I did actually get an answer from Matt Walker about the Devil Breakers specifically. When I asked him about like the different versions of it, and then he said like there's 8 different versions in the full game. They all function slightly differently, and the idea for it was like in classic games where you can just blow one up to have like sort of a super bomb, and they gave Nero the Devil Bringer in DMC4, and they thought, wouldn't it be cool if we, after we've built this character up so much, we take that away from him so he doesn't have it, but instead he now has all these mechanical arms to replace it. And what if Nero like breaks one and he's like, ah, crap, and then he shoves one into the holster and then he grabs a new one to use. And he thought that idea behind it was like really cool, and that's the idea the team had behind the robotic arms for Nero.
Yeah,
Very
I can remember he said something similar in another interview about the ARM system. Where he also said that one thing he dislikes about in RPGs where you would just like hoard a ton of one item. So he wanted to give this like a very low maximum limit on how many you can carry at the same time, like and force you to like switch between items and like actually use them.
Guilty as charged.
Because in the demo, the maximum amount of devil breakers that you could have was 4.
Is that 4 types? I think I see here that you can have like 3 of each.
You could have more than one of the same time, because if you look here, this one and this one are the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think from the gameplay footage I watched, this if he had filled up all the slots, it would say 4 out of 4.
Yeah, that was how it was in the demo.
So I'm gonna guess it's basically an upgrade where you upgrade the amount of arms you can carry at the same time.
Makes me wonder if that'll be like. Well, actually, no. Considering the comments, they said maybe not.
You know, like if you think about it, 3 out of 3. I don't know, like how many Devil Trigger signs could you have in other games?
I have no idea.
It was always
it
a
was
set
10.
number.
It was 10.
10. Okay.
10. You start with 3, and then you can buy 7 more. So maybe it's going to be basically like that, where you have 3, and then
yeah, I was thinking that, but considering the comment they said about they don't want you to hoard them, maybe not.
I mean, you know, it might just stop at 8.
Did we
So
mention
that you
the
can have
bit?
one of each type.
Did we mention the bit that while you use one of the breakers as an attack, there's a chance that if you get attacked at the same time, the breaker will get destroyed. So you have to be somewhat careful with it.
Oh yeah, that was mentioned.
I heard about that as well. It didn't happen to me, but
It did to me in the demo, yeah. I was about to use, I think, this one actually, and like one of the super slow scythe dudes just walked up and did whack, and my arm just exploded.
And they also have like the scoring system seems to be similar as previous games. Like at the very end of a mission, you'll get a bunch of like a big score tally.
Yeah, which ranks up like the mission ranking.
Although it doesn't seem to count quite as many stats as previous games did. Like it seems to be focused mainly on style points more than anything else.
I saw a screenshot showing a list of like bonuses or like doing special actions, but I don't know if that gave those like red orbs or also style points for them. Square, sure. A very detailed boot. Wow.
Graphics, man.
Yeah, he's firing off his arm. Yeah, he has one arm where you can like use it as a skateboard, basically, like fly around on it.
Yeah, they've shown that a lot in the trailers they've released. Man, that whole sequence looks amazing.
And this is the arm for stopping time?
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
the Bayonetta arm?
Bayonetta.
I found a picture of the results screen for the tally. The results are based on total stylish points, bonus red orbs, and then extra bonuses.
Okay.
Oh, so no more time?
It's not on the results screen for the demo, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, it just occurred to me don't know what this enemy is. It's a blizzard thing.
And they also have the same system as previous DMC games, where like whenever usually when you're in a fight, like the room you're in will be blocked off, and you have to like finish the fight before you can move on.
Thankfully, they are continuing the trend in DMC4 where there isn't a hand that will come out and damage you if you're standing next to the door.
Oh god.
Like I like DMC3, but that holdover was not nice.
Wasn't that a DMC2 thing?
It was in DMC1, 2, and 3.
No, I mean the gate that doesn't damage you.
That started in DMC4.
Pretty sure 2 had that actually, but
No,
never
I'm
mind.
pretty sure it wasn't until 4 that was taken out.
Only one way to find out. We gotta play
Yeah.
DMC2 again.
Well, I guess we'll never find out then.
The game looks nice.
It does.
That RE engine putting in work.
I still wish
You
like
know-
the setting was more interesting, but hopefully there are more environments in the game than just this one city.
What's the matter? You don't like London, mate?
I just don't like modern cities in ruins because we've seen that in roughly every single game ever created.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably going to change. Like at some point, you just enter a cafe of some sort. But inside it looks nice. So they're probably going to pull off stuff like, aha, hidden laboratory. I'm sure we'll have a hidden laboratory.
Or perhaps at some point the city will become overrun with some kind of demonic growth.
Yeah,
Giant free thing.
I doubt the whole game will be just this style of.
I mean,
place.
hell, if you remember the Gamescom trailer that shows Dante at the end, well, like where is Dante in that segment? That area looks completely different from everything else we've seen.
Speaking of Dante, speaking of level design, when we play as Dante, will we be going through the city in reverse? And what about V? Will V play like a version of the city which is like upside down or something?
It has been confirmed that Dante's part at some point will just be DMC2. Like straight up DMC2.
Why must you do this to me?
Oh, that'd be so amazing.
Please no. Please,
Look,
no.
the only way I'd be okay with that is if they, made it not shit this time. Like if it was actually good this time.
Human make it not DMC2. It's too late. It happened.
Yeah, exactly. Basically.
No. This is a perfect idea. I can see how this works out. So you play as Nero. He goes through this city. He kills everything. Then you play as Dante. He goes through the city in reverse, but all the enemies are dead. So you just don't do anything. Just huge open levels with nothing in them. Yes,
oh, wow,
just a racing game.
That is DMC2.
Yes, perfect. We solved it.
It's all a lie. They gave you that cool bike weapon, and you don't get to use it.
Oh, this is the
Maybe
first
you get to
game.
use it. Maybe you get to use it, and then it's over, and then it's DMC2. Like you go through a door, and suddenly the game is in 360p, and you're like, what happened?
Please no.
Any other notes we have forgotten about DMC5?
You can
Potential
reload while
pizza.
Pizza?
Potential pizza for Dante. I don't know. They didn't want to confirm or deny that Dante gets pizza in the game.
Diverted traffic.
I'm very familiar with those
signs. I'm gonna say I hope not, because if Dante gets this pizza, it means the series over. So
I guess there is one feature that's shown but is not available in the demo. Like you can go up to a payphone and call Nico, and her van will just drive in.
It was in the demo, but you couldn't buy any skills or upgrades from her.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like it was shown, but you couldn't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your shop.
And she'll just say, "I'm always here to back you up, asshole."
Yeah. Also, yeah, actually about that, I think the text pop-up that shows up when you try and call that in, I think it says that you buy stuff with red orbs, so I guess that means Proud Souls are gone.
I guess. That's also what I understood from it, so... At the same time, I understand, because it meant that Proud Souls at some point just became a dead currency. While red orbs, you can just use them for items whenever you want.
Yeah, provided you don't care about ranking, of course.
I noticed a lot of footage that Nero was kind of more acrobatic. He had more like different jumping moves or jumping dodges.
Yeah, when I think I did a side dodge once, and it wasn't a roll. It was more like a kind of side dash. Like it wasn't as fast as Table Hopper, but it wasn't as static as regular rolls.
Probably what I saw in the footage then.
Yeah.
Do you have any impressions of DMC5, Rintop?
It looks very pretty.
And that was the Pivimto hour.
Yep.
Can I quickly say that, talking about the graphics, it uses the RE engine, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I find it that this game looks less like mud than RE7. Because every time I see RE7 pictures or videos, it's like everything looks like clay. But this, I didn't have that problem with this game, so I don't know what happened. But
I will be showing RE2 screenshots in a minute, and that game does have very different image quality. I feel like they try to go for more clean quality with this than RE7 and RE2 remake.
Another thing to remember
Yeah.
with RE7 was that it was a game designed as like a PlayStation VR showcase, which it might have required some necessary downgrades in order to make that work at the high enough frame
I
rate.
see. I see.
But I am super excited about him. So didn't they reveal a release date? Like, was it March next year?
March
March
8th.
March
I think.
8th.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it'll be
boy, oh
out on
boy.
all platforms at the same time?
Yep.
It seems
Bloody
that
well
way.
hope so.
Yeah, for Xbox One, PC. They didn't like. I believe they said PC as well. So
Yeah,
That's a sign.
they have said PC.
Game of the Year already. Good job.
Yes.
It is a little bit sad. It's going to be the worst game of all time because there's no playable lady, but still, I guess it will submit to that. It should still be a
You don't
fun
know
game.
yet. You don't know yet. Stop.
Yes, it could be 4 playable characters, or maybe VE's lady. Very new outfit.
The mysterious L.
Oh yeah, there was an interview where Usno said that maybe V is female. That she sounded weird. I don't know. Doesn't V look male? I don't know.
It's probably just that we don't want to disclose anything just yet, kind of talk.
Yeah.
Because I got that on a lot of the questions that I asked, where they tried to give an answer, but they were being very vague.
Ah, PR.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we move on to the next game?
One last thing actually that I want to mention.
Okay.
The demo that we played was on Xbox, and the frame rate in the demo already felt like really solid, and unlike RE2, which had kind of wonky frame rate on Xbox.
Like frames.
But it felt like it was pretty solid frame rate all around in the
Well,
Far Cry demo.
the thing to keep in mind is that at a public event like that, we probably want to show the games at their best, so it was probably running on an X rather than a base unit.
Still, RE2 was running on the same hardware, and that had frame rate issues,
Oh.
like noticeable frame rate issues.
But at the same time, I'm not even sure if they managed to get an Xbox One X for RE2, saying that it wasn't, how can I say, well prepared.
2 demo stations for the game,
2 demo stations for the game.
unlike
And,
DMC5 that had like 10 or 12.
Oh,
10.
that's really weird. Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, like, can you imagine having Remake 2 in the same place? That is where there's Daisy.
Yeah, it was in the same tiny room that had all like the 18 plus rated games.
Hmm.
Daisy was a part
Well,
of it.
speaking of RE2, I'll
Daisy.
just switch to a screenshot of that now. This is RE2.
And,
hello.
Ooh.
and I know it might be hard to believe, but this is Claire. Like, I
And
know.
she
I
was
know
not
you're
in the
shocked.
demo that I played.
Yeah, the demo for Claire was off limits.
Closed doors.
The Gamescom demo of this game was just the E3 demo, right?
Yes.
On the show floor, yes. It seemed that behind closed door they may have had the Claire demo, but I didn't get to see that.
But about image quality compared to DMC5, you guys zoom in here.
Ugh, that hair.
Like the everything, I don't know. It looks very messy. Like it looks like they have some kind of weird filter going on, and I don't fully
Yeah.
Blur.
fully understand it. And the hair, of course, looks a little bit weird.
It's horror. It's scary.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it might be the same tech, the same company, but it'll be different developers within the company with differing levels of skill, probably.
It's Chief Irons.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a change in appearance.
Yeah, he looks a
Doesn't-
bit older.
And
Very
graying
blurry. I think he
hair.
needs glasses, so it's less blurry.
Yeah.
This is Sherry from behind.
Do these have chromatic aberration on as well?
I think a little bit.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the RE Engine games so far, they all have chromatic aberration on by default.
Luckily, in the PC version of 7, you could turn it off, so hopefully
Yeah.
that'll be a thing here too.
They better.
Sorry.
Something about that just looks off. I don't know what it is, but
I
Might
think
just
the
be
hair.
The eyelashes and the
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
It doesn't look very great close up. At least when you zoom in like this anyway. And what do you think about this stack of boxes right here? What do you think?
also looks kind of blurry.
These are fake boxes because you cannot read what's written on it.
Oh my
saying.
god.
Careful, maybe snakes in one of those boxes.
This screenshot doesn't look so bad.
Until you zoom in.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, maybe just stop zooming in ever. Like then it looks fine.
Yeah, like what is this? Maybe this is some sort of like upscaling artifact because or something.
That is a weird effect.
Yeah, I'm not sure what would cause that.
That was on the
other-
water in DMC5 too.
I think I noticed. There's in DMC5 too. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Or a
this is
low-res
like
effect upscaled with in a weird way.
yeah, maybe this is like taking one of the upgraded consoles, and that's like a side effect of their whatever method they're using to upscale to 4K. And here's Birkin.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost surprised they're showing off mutated
Gherkin.
Birkin. Birkin already kind of feel like that would be a late reveal.
It
I
looks
wonder.
pretty good though.
I wonder what the weak spot is. I wonder.
What if they trick you? It's like, haha, shoot this, but you're supposed to
Yeah.
shoot
They
I
have
think
actually.
she's- orange
this
will come
right
down.
here.
They have actually talked about in interviews of like challenging people's expectations and saying that whilst in one encounter the eye might be the weak spot, it might be something different in the future iterations of Birkin.
I mean, that's just the most classic, well-known iteration of Birkin, I guess.
Before I forget, this is not directly related to RE2 remake, but there was a statement from Capcom where they said they might at one point consider, like, it wasn't out of the question for them to remake the RE1 remake.
Oh wow.
I heard that as well. Yeah.
I please no, just no, just no, just
I mean,
leave that be, please.
so like they remade the game, and then they remastered the remake. I know they're talking about remaking the remake. Only Capcom would come up with this insanity.
It's pretty,
They're obsessed with remakes and remasters.
it is pretty funny.
Oh.
Grenade launcher.
Ah, yes, we did see the grenade launcher in the
Like this
clear
explosion.
footage. Yeah,
Very boom boom.
like fire and particle effects. A lot of game developers seem to have a handle on that stuff now.
I have a complaint about Claire's voice. She's very calm in this entire
Oh,
fight.
yeah, that felt. Also, the gameplay footage they showed, there
No
was no
music.
music during this
Yeah.
fight, which felt weird.
It's apparently rather common for like when Japanese TV shows or whatever show like a part of a game that they leave out the music. And I think this trailer was also like maybe part of that. So it could have been that they just disabled the music for that reason.
Maybe.
Because I saw a version of this trailer where there was a lot of Japanese text on screen
Yeah, I
most
saw
of the
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I think the biggest complaint I also have so far about RE2 is something I also had a problem with in 7, that the guns have like nearly no recoil and that they just look kind of fake and like a BB gun almost. Where
Huh.
the impact, like the grenade launcher, when you shoot it at the enemy, has a massive impact, but it looks like it's no effort for Claire when she fires it.
What do you guys think of the designs of Claire and Sherry?
I don't like Sherry. I think Claire's okay.
That's fine.
I think they're fine, but Claire has some weird shots in the trailer where she looks really bad.
I think what they should have done is that they should for Sherry just use her exact model from RE6 and she just pretend to be a kid in this game.
The bonus costume for Mercenaries, you mean?
Oh yes.
I think I'm just gonna have to get used to how different Claire looks. Like it's not bad, it's just different.
Pretty sure she's supposed to be a redhead.
Well, I mean Leon and RE2 original had fucking orange hair, so let's not make assumptions here.
Yeah, but I mean, in Revelations 2, her hair is also a reddish tint of brown.
Yeah. And the design is like heavily like RE Rev 2 focused.
It seems that way.
Not.
Cigarette.
Do not trap cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
No cigarette.
No cigarette.
Ah, blinding.
Oh.
Working again.
Lots of blurriness.
The pipe. He has a pipe this time.
Yeah. Oh, whoa! What?
Yeah, this screenshot in particular, they have a weird filter on. I don't fully understand.
And it's affected by you zooming in and out of it.
Yes.
I think it's worse when it's zoomed in. When you zoom out, like you don't really notice it.
No,
as
I
much.
see the effect move.
Yeah, me too.
It's like a noise filter over the entire thing.
Yeah.
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 Okay, this was the final screenshot of RE2. Shall we move to the next game?
Hang on.
Hold on, wait.
Before we do,
Look at the very bottom of the screen. See?
Is that a foot?
No, I mean there's no there's the effect isn't here.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Look, you can see Claire's fingers.
Oh.
yes, you can.
What's
But yeah,
the
there.
effect?
So there was one thing I wanted to touch on. So as some of you may know, the day before Gamescom started, Nvidia held a launch event for their RTX 2000 series graphics cards.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, Digital Foundry uploaded a video discussing the reveal and all the fancy graphics and whatnot.
Wait. So I shall like reenact the presentation right now
Oh, okay.
of the GeForce and everything.
This should be
Hello,
good.
my name is Bob GeForce, and I'm here to show you the new ray tracing. If you look right here, you can see reflections of the light behind Claire. That's impossible. You can do that with old graphics. It just works. You see, it just works. It just works. It just works. It just
Get out of here,
works.
Todd Howard. Get out. Get out.
Yeah.
He said that phrase so many times.
Yeah,
It just works.
the Nvidia CEO was channeling Todd Howard a lot during that
It
presentation.
just works.
It was a very bad presentation.
It just works.
Yeah. What I was getting at is, so yeah, like 3 days ago, Digital Foundry uploaded a video discussing the reveal of the NVIDIA RTX graphics cards, and at one point they mentioned that a game that was not on the list of RTX supported games. They mentioned that Resident Evil 2 Remake would get ray traced reflections as a graphics option, which was weird because, like I said, it wasn't on the list of RTX compatible games that they showed at the NVIDIA event.
And so far, the technology doesn't seem too impressive. They've showcased Tomb Raider and Battlefield 5 with the feature on, and the frame rate was kind of poop. And
So
this
we've
was
heard.
running on RTX 2800 Ti.
Yes, the over $1,000 edition of the series, which,
The $1,200 graphics card.
yeah, if you go with the Founders Edition, it's $1,200, but if you go for a partner card, it's like you can get it for $200 less than that.
Ugh.
That's still $1,000. That's madness.
Yeah, those. Yeah, it just
I'm gonna
doesn't
say no.
seem doesn't seem
Yeah.
super enticing to go for those new cards right now.
The technology needs time to cook.
Shall we move on to the next game?
I
Okay.
think so. Yeah.
Yes.
This is the most important thing.
Soul
Okay.
Calibur.
Important of all. Look at this handsome man. So beautiful. I wonder who he could be voiced by.
So, for anyone who's confused, this is from Ace Combat 7.
Yeah, but you can tell because they are planes. They're planes. So the original plan was to have the trailer here, but I wasn't able to. But basically, there's trailer, there's planes and like stuff like pew pew pew. What the hell? Who cares? And then at the very end, you see this guy,
Yeah.
and he's all like zombie. Well, it doesn't say that, but it's DC Douglas. It's DC Douglas.
Yeah, it's totally him. Yep.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say about Ace Combat. That DC Douglas thing.
We saw the demo, but we didn't play it at Gamescom.
Yeah. Didn't even try to get in queue.
We're not Ace Combat people.
Yeah, I
No,
played a
not
little
really.
bit of the previous one. Yeah, it's coming to PC. Yeah.
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 It's a bit of new E4 like everything else.
Okay, next game.
Okay.
Yeah!
This is Jtegh's photo of Assassin's Creed Odyssey from Gamescom. This is a horse.
That
I
is a
got the horse on a 10.
Oh.
I felt very accomplished.
Hey,
It's pretty impressive.
hey, Sectus.
What?
Do you think it's a tier 9?
If only I could ride it. So did you play much of this?
I got to play, I think it was like a 15-ish minute demo or something. I thought it was fun to play. There was 2 options in the demo. Just play free roaming and have the option to do one of those big like battles that they showed in the E3 demo. And the other option was a naval battle, but I didn't try the naval battle.
Okay.
So in this mode, you could talk to a Spartan dude at this tent, and he'd be like, "Will you lend your strength to us?" And then you'd fight with the Spartans on the beach, I think, and you'd kill a bunch of dudes. Or you could ignore him and just go do whatever, like getting a horse on a tent.
Of course.
This reminds me of one of the very first like user screenshots I saw of Witcher 3, where someone got a horse on a house or something.
Must be a trend.
Shall we just move on to more games, or do you have more to say about this?
I hope they fix the bugs that we encountered.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed is kind of known for being super buggy. I can remember last year Origins was actually surprisingly non-buggy. I'll be surprised if Odyssey returns to the form that they are just super buggy yet again.
My friend managed to crash the demo.
Ouch.
And we both had issues where all the textures would turn super low quality.
Huh.
And even at some points that some parts were just not loaded and you could fall through the world.
Oh no.
It was the Watch Dogs experience.
Yikes. No one wants the Watch Dogs launch experience. I saw that shit. No.
But I didn't have the part where I could like see through the world or fall through the world, just the texture streaming issue. And the part that I played was fun, but it was really hard. Like the enemies were the same level as me, but I was having a hard time killing them. Because the demo started you off as like level 21 or 22, and the enemies, they had a little icon showing their level as well, and it was 21 or 22 as well. But you did have a bunch of like things you could try in the demo. You could try and stealth kill some enemy dudes, or you could, like I said, try the big battle with a bunch of allies versus a bunch of enemies.
Did you ever play Assassin's Creed Origins?
Unfortunately, I did not.
Okay, I'm just curious, like how it felt compared to that. But based on footage, it looks super similar.
Yeah, that was the impression that I got.
You can get a unicorn in that game.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in Origins.
I'm
And you can just walk around in a bath towel if you want.
I'm still a little baffled by the change of direction. I mean, the series needed a change of direction, but to see them go basically full RPG with it was not what I expected.
I think it works. Like I think they retain enough of the Assassin's Creed like DNA for it to work out. Although it is crazy that they're doing even more funky stuff with this. Like it looks like they're leaning more into mythical stuff in this. Like they showed off a fight against Medusa in recent footage. I don't think Medusa existed in real life. I'm pretty sure. But I mean, I talked about this in the E3 podcast, but I think there's a lot of cool things they're doing with the game. I think it's cool you can change, like choose if you want to play as a male or female character. I think it's interesting that they're focusing more on like choices, like dialogue choices, like you can do different stuff in quests to complete the quest. I think those are cool changes.
It seemed like they had a little bit of that in the demo. Like you could pick the male and female character for the demo, and you had a bit of the choice options. If you chose to not do the big battle, you could walk around and do a few like smaller side quests, and they just seemed to pop up and gave you free choice of what to do.
Next game.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wargroove.
Wargroove.
Wargroove. I've never heard of this before.
Same. But
Okay,
then we played it.
Yeah, I've not played Advance Wars, but yeah, I've seen Advance Wars. And
Oh yeah, this
it's-
looks super like Advance Wars. It's crazy.
It
It's
played very similar, but Suuslas and I played this multiplayer against each other, and it was actually really fun to play and very Advance Wars-esque. But yeah, this
didn't
felt
know.
very fun to play.
That reminds me, I've always been sad that I've never been able to like play competitive Advance Wars because those old games did actually support multiplayer. I just never
Huh.
played it.
I
Yeah,
did
they
not
did.
know. I did not know they had
to
multiplayer.
play that someday.
The GBA games had like Link Network
GBA
Cable.
and GS.
Yeah,
You could even play online with
Ooh.
Advance Wars, Days of Runes, or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, Wargroove, it's pretty much Advance Wars. Like, there are places you grab villages to give you more income. You can grab bases to provide ground units.
and these towers for
some-
flying units.
Yeah, there's your HQ, which I believe. I
This
don't see
tower
HQ. I
Isn't
think
it-
it's this
or this flag?
for this? Actually, it's probably off screen.
Okay.
No, I think it's the one with the flag.
Oh yeah, duh. So yeah, it's you destroy this, you win, or you kill the hero units, and you win as well. Because unlike Advance Wars, your general/hero unit is actually on the field. It's pretty powerful.
Okay.
And it can fight. It's good. It was a good game, though. If I had to say something, it's that the units kind of felt unbalanced in a way, as in some were really expensive but didn't feel that good. But at the same time, yeah, it was it was a
Oh.
really small map. We didn't have
I've
a
got
lot
a
of
dragon
choice.
Pokemon.
Dragons.
So
Yeah,
this
that's
is
one of the flying units.
like,
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Advance Wars.
It's
This is where you see the animation for units attacking each other.
Yes.
Yeah, which we couldn't skip.
Oh no.
Same for capturing bases. We couldn't skip them.
Yeah, that was like the one thing that I have as a complaint about this game, but
Surely that's an option.
Maybe
not
in
the
the
demo
full
at
game.
least.
And also, hero units are supposed to have a special move of some sort, which we just didn't manage to pull off. So, don't know about that.
I think if you go back one screenshot, I think this is actually the unit you used, right?
Yeah.
Suuslas? This one.
That's
Yeah.
the unit I used.
Is that the
indeed.
commander dude?
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot her name. I think it was Ragna, just like that character in Blaze Blue, but with a less edgy as her name. It's I mean,
Last blue.
yeah, that's her name. Yeah, you know Ragna the Blood Edge. What a name! This was just Ragna. And dynamic weather. At some point, it started raining, even though the map started sunny. So
Did
yeah.
that change gameplay?
I'm not sure. I think it changes the It probably changed the movements of vehicles, like ground vehicles, but we didn't have any. So whoops.
This reminds me a lot of. There was a game released on Steam and other platforms last year. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a very blatant Advance Wars clone. But this already looks 1,000 times better to me.
I know what you're talking about, and I forgot its name. It was a Kickstarted game, right?
It maybe they had already kickstarted an RPG, which they kind of just like shelved and made everyone mad, and then they made this Advance Wars game instead. I can't remember if they also had a Kickstarter for that game too.
But yeah,
Did they confirm this would have single player as well?
it had. I'm pretty sure it had a single player mode. Yeah, there was a single player mode actually. Not sure if it's going to be a story or just maps like that.
When I downloaded these screenshots, I noticed that this game seems to be coming out for everything. I think it's Switch, PC, Xbox, and PS4.
I didn't check we played it at the Xbox booth. So, was there any mentions of which platforms it was going to be released?
No, because it was in the Xbox booth, so they were like, coming to Xbox.
Yeah,
Of course.
But
Maybe
yeah,
this is like part of the ID at Xbox program or something. I don't know.
It
Yeah.
seemed that way, because it was in a hall with a lot of indie games.
But anyway, this game has dogs.
Oof.
Hey, I like the dog at, where is it again? I like this dog right there.
You gotta select this kind of units for that then. I don't see the general because I don't recognize that. That's probably the general.
Not this
Because
dude?
I doubt you'd send your general against a golem. Like this is the green general, but I'm gonna guess that's the. Yeah, that's probably the yellow general.
Next game,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Tunic.
Oh.
You guys played this, right?
Jtegh did.
Yeah. It felt a bit Zelda-y, but also dungeon crawler. I don't know. It had pretty visuals. It was a fun game to play.
I think this was shown as one of Xbox conference somewhere where they said that this was made by one guy. I want to say.
Well, I'm pretty sure I saw this during Xbox E3 conference this year. I think it might have been during an indie game montage or something.
That was probably where I saw it. I don't know
Yeah.
how I know this is just made by one guy. I don't know.
It's possible.
Any more thoughts about this not Zelda game?
It looks
The
pretty.
demo ended with an unbeatable boss fight. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I used my Zelda strat by rolling and dodging every enemy.
Oh, you can
Very good.
roll?
Yeah, you could roll in this to
Hmm.
use as sort of a dodge.
He does look cute, I have to say.
The graphics were pretty nice, and the main character is a fox wearing a tunic. It's pretty cute.
It's an interesting style.
I like the look of it.
Any more thoughts about it?
All the text in the game was this gibberish text, which made
Good, good.
tutorials kind of hard to
Good, good,
understand.
good. I like it. Like gibberish.
Blah, 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 blah.
But it
Something
wasn't
closer.
German. I'm not
German.
saying that German was gibberish, but
Oh.
no, it was actually like a fictional language, which sucked because they had like a little pamphlet next to the game to show you the controls, and they put the controls in the same gibberish text, so you didn't know what to do.
What? What is the point of
Ugh.
that?
It was such a weird decision, so I was like, I'll just push buttons and see how this game plays. But it looked pretty, and it had very calm music.
Okay, shall we move on to the next game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you can now pretend there are new screenshots because this is kind of all of the assets I had prepared for the podcast.
Okay.
I think what I'll do now is that I'll probably just like edit in like trailers, which I show on the screen right now, and we'll just in the podcast just look at near a lot. I don't know.
Okay.
But-
okay with that.
You guys apparently played Soul Calibur
Smash
6?
Brothers.
They changed Mitsurugi's moveset again! Ah!
They changed what?
Mitsurugi's moveset. Like, some of his moves are, they're back, but you have to do different motions to get them, like, use them, and I dislike that. Please, stop it. I dislike having to relearn the character every new game. Please stop.
Yeah, that can be a little bit annoying in a fighting game if they change a character you really like in a really bad way.
And I'm concerned
Yeah.
with Talim and Sungmina.
Oh, man.
Well, you haven't played Soul Calibur since Soul Calibur 2, Ryman?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So,
I think you can expect those characters to at least be a little bit different from 2 because it's been a while.
yeah.
I'm gonna say very different. You're
Any other-
probably going to see a lot of moves, but you won't be able to do them because it's going to be like, but you used to do it like this. Why can't I do it? Stop.
That's how I felt, because I've also played Soul Calibur 2, but none of the Soul
Okay.
Caliburs after it.
Yeah, but which
Tunic
character
one.
did you play, JTech? In the
Um,
Suuslas?
In Soul Calibur 2, I mainly play as Xianghua and Sophitia and Cassandra.
Mhm.
Um,
And which did you try in 6?
I've tried a lot of characters because I think in
Okay.
total at Gamescom I've got to play like 20 matches in Soul
Oh, wow.
Calibur 6.
Wow.
Okay.
Because on the first day we just walked up to the booth and there was no one there, so we could just play for as long as we wanted.
I hope that's not
Um,
a sign that the game is not very popular.
No, that was the business only day, and it was like getting towards
Okay.
the later end of the day, so a lot of people were already leaving. Because on the day that I went together with Suuslas, there was more people there.
But it wasn't that many. We quickly got to play the game.
I think together we played like at least 8 or 10 rounds or something.
I think it was 7 matches. I believe the end score is like 2 to 5 or something like that.
Yeah, rub it in.
I didn't say who won.
But I mean, like I said, I'm mainly used to Soul Calibur 2, so for me the moves were very different as well. I mainly tried Sophitia and Xianghua in the Soul Calibur 6 demo.
You also used Taki and Zasalamel.
Yeah, I tried them a little bit.
Taki
but-
seems mean in this game.
Oh my god, Taki was a nightmare in 4. I had a friend who played a lot as her, and oh god, he would destroy me all the time. Taki.
She has projectiles in this game.
Like what?
A projectile, you know.
Yeah,
Oh.
like a fireball-esque kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not sure if I've seen that in trailers or anything.
No, I don't think we have.
Speaking of fireballs, Geralt,
Oh.
he has this move where he does like a little sword combo and then he throws like a bit of fire, and the fire goes through your guard, like it has chip damage, which
Oh
is
wow.
the most annoying thing in the world.
Oh dear.
Isn't that something they announced with Taki, that most of her moves also deal chip damage?
I'm not sure.
I can't pay a whole lot of attention to health bars because critical edges are back. Yay!
Well, if we talked about it before, you can check back the Taki character discussion podcast on FluffyQuack's channel.
That's my channel.
Yes.
Wow.
Like how did the game just feel in general?
Better than 5.
It felt fluent, and it was a lot of fun to get to play it.
Yeah, I'm glad we managed to play it together. It was a
Yeah.
really good time, even though I really dislike those critical edges mechanics. But
I have the same problem with it as I have in Tekken 7 with them, that they're so
Yeah.
easy to pull off, and it's such it feels like a very low risk to use them.
Is
Yeah.
it so that they changed it to just a button press if you want to do them now?
Yeah. it's-
R2.
Yeah.
You press R2 and you do it.
Hmm.
But yeah, other than that, the game was pretty good. Throws are a bit slower than in 4 and 2 to use. Like there's quite some delay. Otherwise, no, it was a good time.
Did you
Less-
did you feel a lot with reversal edge?
All right, so I
Yeah.
have no idea how that works.
That's the rock paper scissors thing,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
We used that quite a bit on accident, I guess.
Yeah, I think all it is that both of your characters just run at each other in slow-mo, and then you do whatever you want. And by do whatever you want, I mean you can just sidestep and be like, nope, I am playing that, which
Yeah,
we
I
did a
think-
lot. So.
I think there are like 6 different options you can do, and then the character will do that, and then like the hard count is like one thing will counter the other.
Well, the thing that counters everything is just backstep out of it.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that's a popular option.
Yeah, it is. It just seemed there was no explanation, so we don't really know how that works.
Well,
And the demo was
hopefully-
in German.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Didn't make it
so
easier.
good.
Well, hopefully there's a fully featured training mode in the full game.
You would think so. It would be very surprising if they don't have that.
Yeah.
Did you guys also want to talk about Smash Brothers?
Yes.
I'll leave that to JPEG.
By the look of it, Pavinto wants to talk about it, so
I'm curious to
talk a little bit about Smash. I got to play 3 rounds of Smash Brothers when we technically were only allowed 2, but I mean it's Smash Brothers. I didn't really notice the new mechanics in terms of the ground dodging a whole lot. Although maybe my controller that I used was kind of broken because I felt at some point that I was dodging to a direction and the
Oh.
game did the other way.
Important question. What controllers did they have you using?
Pro controllers.
Oh, okay.
Boo!
I played 3 rounds. I played as Ryu, I played as Corrin, and I played as Ganondorf. And I got to play on one of the new stages, which was the Great Plateau Tower.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that one.
In the videos that I've seen, the stage felt like it would be like a very small and more cramped stage, but actually getting to play on that stage, it felt better actually than it looked in the videos.
How easily did the tower break?
It broke at some point during the gameplay. I don't know if people were hitting it. I uploaded my gameplay that I recorded of it. And when I looked back at my video, I actually noticed that I killed Pong because you can kill the assist trophies now.
You killed
yeah.
Pong.
Yeah, I hit one of the pedals apparently as Ryu, which I hadn't noticed whilst playing. So I killed Pong.
Wait, Pong is in this game?
It's called Colored TV Game 15 or something, but it's basically Pong. And it's like a trophy that just a Pong match breaks out whilst you're fighting, and the pedal and the little ball will hit players if randomly.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, the game felt like it ran fine. It played like Smash. It's just Smash.
There's about Uncle Dan too.
Ganondorf was very powerful. I'm
He has
happy.
a sword.
He has the sword, yes.
I don't know what to ask about Smash Brothers. I don't play the games.
There's like a whole stage thing where you can like play 2 stages and it just like transforms halfway through the match randomly, which is cool. I'm excited about that. King K. Rool was like announced like on the direct, and that was really cool because like he's in the Donkey Kong series and he's like a villain, and they needed more Donkey Kong people. And
they announced Simon Belmont. Richter Belmont.
And no one really knows who Richter is, but he was
Yes, I know.
A lot of people from the Smash responded to the Smash Bros. Direct, like, who is this Richter guy? Who is this?
What?
I felt so.
Who are these people?
I was so sad when I heard that news. It was like, am I that old that I know who Richter is?
This is bullshit.
They have a lot of.
The line is so iconic. He even said, "The Die Monster, you don't belong in this world." In the direct.
I mean, what's next? You go up to these people and say he's from Symphony of the Night, and they go, "What Symphony of the Night?" Am I going to have to smack some people?
Oh, that just hurt. That just hurt.
I like the bit where they're adding a shit ton of Castlevania music. I like that bit. That's really good.
34 tracks just from that series alone. That's
Street Fighter is gonna have 36 new like tracks in Smash Brothers as well. It's crazy.
They're all
when in the previous game they had like 6. What was that like this?
They're all remixes of Gal's theme.
Also, the new Smash Ball thing where you can like build up a meter, and that's like a new thing that they add on, which is cool. I'm excited for it.
That is a better way of doing that system.
I hate the fact that in other Smash Bros. Games where the ball just flies around, and if you're winning, it will just fly away from you as if it's like that it avoids you because you're winning, and it's like polarized from you like a magnet. That it's like, nope, get away from me. You're winning. You don't deserve this.
Although I think they said in the direct that if the meter version isn't as strong as the Smash Ball version.
Yeah, but there's some characters that have a one-hit kill final smash, like Marth and Lucina. And in the direct, when they showed Marth using it, it's still KO'd in one hit. So I don't know how they're gonna balance that entirely. But yeah, they've shown some that were less powerful, like Mario's and Samus's.
Maybe they're just going to be slower or more dangerous to use.
You know, I think I'm still baffled that they're basically just adding all the meme requests, like, oh, add Ridley, add K. Rool, and they're just actually doing it.
But the thing is, because for Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS, they had that ballot, which got them to add Bayonetta into the game.
Oh yeah.
They've taken a look at that ballot and seeing like what characters were feasible from that were also very high voted. So that includes the meme characters like Ridley and K. Rool. And they're like, these are the highly requested characters, so we're adding these.
I guess I just don't understand why so many people want those characters in the game.
Shrek is also on that list, so
So is Goku.
Yeah.
No, no.
I think I look at Shrek though.
No. Just no.
I think the licensing difficulties with those characters might prevent that from ever happening. Thank God for that.
Thank God for that, yes.
Like, if you want to play Goku in a fighting game, go buy fighters.
And then you
Or
get
that
like 5
new
of him.
game.
Yeah,
that
exactly. All the
game,
Goku you could ever
Force.
want.
Speaking of, yeah, good point, Suuslas. The new game, the Jump Force game.
Oh yeah, that was there, wasn't it?
I did get to play that actually.
Is that the Namco thing with like characters from all kinds of franchises?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the 3D fighter. If you've played a 3D Namco fighter like Jump Stars or any game like that, it's pretty much a game like that. But now you have, actually, I think just like in those games, you pick 3 characters and you can switch between them on the fly, and it's like very flashy, recognizable moves from those anime series. I just thought that the game was really hard to follow at times, that it was like going so fast that I didn't know what was going on whilst I was pushing the buttons.
I still think the super realistic art style they've chosen for that game looks really ugly.
The environments look cool, but the characters looked
Yeah.
very weird to me.
It's the characters. It's totally the characters. They look horrible, I think.
Their skin and their hair is rendered realistically, but then they have like the giant anime eyes on them, on the character models.
That sounds
It's
horrible.
so bizarre. It's really weird to see. Like,
The
I
uncanny
think one of the
valley.
few characters that I thought that it looked good for was Frieza. Because he has like the bluish skin tone. So it wasn't rendered as realistic. That was literally the only character that I thought the art style fit for. Everyone looked weird to me.
Such a baffling game, just in general.
Yeah, that's literally all I can say about it. It's baffling, but it has like flashy moves from the series. It's a fan service game again. So, but not in the jiggle physics fan service way. The other kind of fan service.
Yeah, we're not talking
particles are
about Dead
pretty,
Alive.
so-
Other games?
DOA 6?
DOA 6.
I think
We
you
didn't
might be
get
the
to
only
play
one
it.
to have stuff to say about that.
I was actually interested in DOA 6, but the line was also kind of long, so we didn't play it.
And let's talk about the whole thing. This was a good story.
Okay, yeah. So on one of the days of Gamescom, Koei Tecmo of Europe tweeted, "If you want a Dead or Alive 6 goodie bag, come to our booth at Hall 6." And we were like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. We'll just go check it out and see if they have one left." Because I DM'd the account because they said, "If you want one reserved, DM me." So I did that, and we went over to Hall 6, and we couldn't find the booth. So I tweeted them a few times, like, "Where's the booth? Where can I find you guys?" Then I just got the reply of, "No, we're in Hall 6." And so we look in the book of where their booth would be, and we just don't see it in Hall 6 at all. So we walk over to Hall 9, and yep, the booth is in Hall 9. The PR person messed up. And so I said, like, "Hey, just for your information, your booth is in Hall 9, not 6. And I got a reply with, "Ah, shit, I keep messing that up every time."
That's a weird mistake to make.
Yeah.
If you want a weird mistake, just think about the fact that their booth were just not in the book, in the guidebook. It wasn't.
That
in
was
Hall
as well,
6
yeah.
Nor Hall 9. It
Oh.
was nowhere.
Oh, wow.
That's weird.
Luckily,
So,
they
yeah.
were kind enough to say, "Sorry, we ran out, but if you give me your address, I'll see if I can get one sent to you." So at least there is a happy ending, I guess, to this, which is very nice of them, I have to add.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I guess regarding Dead or Alive 6, maybe we could touch on the trailer they released showing Hitomi and Lei Fang.
And the
Hitomi
new
is
stage
German.
with the pirate thing?
Yeah, like they had the pirate ship stage. as well.
I don't
with,
think I actually watched the trailer.
It's a fun trailer. Like the excessive stage interaction that you'd expect from a DOA game is like back in full force in that trailer. Like like there's one point where one of them's knocked against the edge of the stage, and then this octopus just comes out of nowhere and throws your character into another part of the stage. It's it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's like a giant kraken thing. I'm watching
Yeah.
it now. Yeah.
And then as you get deeper into the hold of the ship, you can there's sections of the wall that's on fire, and like as you get hit against it, it just keeps exploding.
That just feels like the stage hazard mechanic similar that they had in 5.
Yeah, I've seen that in a few Dead or Alive games.
But
And
yeah, I think that the new direction, I think it's actually pretty cool that they're less focused on like the super fan service and more on like the actual improving the fighting game mechanics.
Mm.
And the character designs, the new ones, I think they actually look really good.
actually, I do want to touch on something about that, because if people remember the DOA6 trailer they showed during E3, they showed those moves you could pull off where they do a super close up of someone getting punched in the face. I have noticed in all the media I've shown, it's only the men that get those close ups.
No. I've seen one that
I've seen
Kasumi gets
girls.
punched in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Poor
Okay,
people
okay.
in Dead or Alive. I feel like that's such a weird addition. It reminds me of the thing in the Mortal Kombat games where they like
X-ray.
close up of the
X-ray
X-ray stuff.
effects.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
Yeah.
at least it's not quite that gruesome.
it just seems like a weird thing to focus on. Since Pivimento is the local Dead or Alive expert, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Dead or Alive 6 right now?
I really like the way everyone looks. All of the stages that we've seen so far, they look really good as well. The new mechanic of zooming in on people's faces is really fun because we can see all their expressions and how sweaty they are and dirty.
For you guys, I'll link this. Maybe Texas can use this in the video. These are screenshots of the female characters also being able to get punched in the face.
Poor on fan service? What Twitter account is that?
I don't know, but this is like the first place where I found those screenshots.
Well, I can just link this because I feel like it'll be difficult for me to find the specific spot in the podcast where we talked about this.
Fair enough.
Also, they said that the original costumes for every character will make a return, but they're just working on it.
Do you think they'll just once it comes to DLC, then they'll just casually release 1,000 bikinis?
Yes.
I kind of doubt that they're gonna go full on bikinis because that's sort of what they also mentioned in interviews, that they want to focus less on that side of what Dead or Alive used to be.
The thing is, wasn't that the same marketing they did for Dead or Alive 5?
I do remember seeing early ads for Dead or Alive 5 where it's I'm a fighter.
Yeah, I remember those, and they all were
I'm a
covered up. And
fighter.
I want to say the marketing said they wanted to focus less on the fan service, but then DLC came along.
Yeah, and then Honoka was released.
Oh yeah.
I've also read another recent interview for Dead or Alive 6 where the topic of the series' infamous breast physics was brought up. And they mentioned that the developers are working on, they want to make the breast physics less over the top and more realistic. So that's a thing.
I saw a video of Helena. Her boobs moved, so I was like, wow, this is DOA.
That's how you can tell. Shall we move on to the next phase?
Yes.
Thing? I have written down a note here which says passes.
Oh god, okay. Yeah. Gamescom has this thing where if you come as a different kind of visitor, you have a different pass to enter Gamescom. So there's the exhibitor passes, there's the press passes, there's what they call the trade visitor passes, and then there's the public visitors. And that system sucks. the passes basically means that if you're as a public visitor, you're not allowed into certain areas of Gamescom where they have like the business area where people from the business come to do their deals and talk to one another. And even if you have a trade visitor pass, you're allowed in that area, but you still can't get to see most of the stuff there. So the pass that I had, which was a trade visitor pass, was just a way to pay more than a normal visitor, but only be granted barely any extras. It felt like a cash grab, but yeah.
You can pay us more if you wish to support Gamescom.
I had the regular pass called the plebeian pass, where basically you would get in at 10 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. for the super plebeian pass or the other passes. And the problem with that is that you had to wait like an hour in line outside just to get inside of Gamescom. And at that point, you would miss out on pretty much everything because on the first day I got there, it was the very first day it was open to the public. I got in line at 9 a.m. Yeah, and when I got inside, there was already a 3 hours queue for DMC. Was it 3 or 6? I believe it was 6.
No, I think it was 3. I think RE2 was 6 hours.
Yeah, that's it. And then at that point, just trying to play one of those games was a chore because you just have to wait in line for hours. And I didn't go by the Samsung booth, which would give you cardboard boxes to sit on them. So yeah, it was a miserable experience on that department, especially on the second day, where you just couldn't move anywhere. Like the second day was packed full, you couldn't do anything. The Sekiro Shadows Die Twice line at 1:30 p.m. was closed. Like there were so many people that there was security at the end of the line to tell you that no, you can't get in line. Just get away.
Come back another time, maybe then the line will be open again. Because there was a line that was 3 hours long, and they put a security guard to send people away from getting in line.
The Smash Bros. Line was so long that it looped in on itself, and we couldn't find the beginning of it.
And it was more than 3 hours long.
You couldn't sit down. I mean, you could sit down if you found one, if you went outside or against those dirty walls. But yeah, that was day 2 was not fun. It was the 23rd. Yeah, the 23rd. That was.
We sat down somewhere, like not in the middle of like the walkway, but security like came by and was telling people to get up and move along.
Yeah, even though we weren't on the path of anybody, it was kind of crazy.
So like you had to wait hours in a queue, and like the general gameplay session was like 10 or 15 minutes long for each game.
It kind of depended on the game because the RE2 demo was a bit longer, but they wanted to move the line for DMC on a bit more because otherwise it would have been like 5 hours for DMC5. But most lines for games were like at least 3 hours long.
Yeah, for the big games, that is.
Yeah.
Because Soul Calibur 6, the line was pretty much non-existent, even on the first day open to the public.
I think we waited like 20 minutes at most for Soul Calibur 6.
At most, and it really didn't feel like it. So that was a good. And then, queues. Amazing. Overall, a pretty nice experience. I would recommend that you get the Super Plebeian Pass for twice the amount. But you can get inside at 9 a.m. instead of 10, and that is the only way to play Smash.
I should also mention that this Super Plebeian Pass that Suuslas is talking about is the Trade Visitor Pass that I had. And that also requires you to either be a member of the press so that you can get a press pass, or you need to be a member of the games industry and have like a letter that from your company that you work at to confirm that you are indeed in the industry, and that allows you to buy the Super Plebeian Pass.
Actually, I think there was one which was just like 30 euros instead of 19 to get to go at 9 a.m. Except on the 21st where it was closed to the public. But on public days you could go there an hour earlier. I think that's a thing. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I think the biggest problem with the lines were that indeed they were very, very long. It's kind of like they didn't prepare properly. I don't know.
It felt kind of horrible.
It was kind of horrible. Like at the end of each day, our feet were pretty much just a broken mess.
Yeah.
But the 22nd was, I had a really good time. Thankfully, on the 23rd, I got to play DMC5, which raised my morale by a whole lot. Best game.
And then, I have to agree. I think DMC5 was the best game I played at Gamescom.
And then there was the funny stuff, like the fact that Fortnite was the biggest booth in there, taking half a hall all by itself.
Madness.
Fortnite, yeah,
Blizzard
that was twice the size of the Xbox booth.
Yeah. Blizzard had playable StarCraft 2 PCs. Like you could play StarCraft 2. Why would you do that?
I remember that
so
game.
Many people in line.
It seems like
So
a
many
weird thing to
people.
have at a big place like this because you can already play StarCraft 2.
They had all of the Blizzard games playable there. You could get on a
Blackthorn?
PC and play Overwatch and play Lucio Ball, or you could play the new World of Warcraft raid, you could play Heroes of the Storm, you could play Diablo 3 on Switch. I mean, that's a new port at least.
Yeah, that's the only new thing.
And well, the new World of Warcraft raid, so that's
right.
something, I guess. That's new content, but
Oh yes, speaking of Diablo 3 on Switch, people were lining up to play Super Mario Party. I don't get it because the line was not
2.5 hours.
Yeah, and again, the same thing, but for Mario Tennis Aces. So why?
Who knows, Suuslas? Who knows?
And what else can we talk about? Queues. Oh, I know. Food. So if you go to buy a slice of pizza, just a squarish slice, €9. The price of a full pizza, and a 500 millimeters bottle of water. That was €3.25, which is like
food and drinks were very expensive.
Yeah, that was good. That's good,
So overall, since you've now experienced the old Gamescom thing, would you recommend other people to go? Would you go next year?
I would recommend people to go if there's a big release that they really want to play, and in that case, if I'm right about the Super Plebeian Pass, then grab it if you can. If you have the opportunity to have a Trader Pass or a Press Pass, really do get them because it is definitely worth it. I don't think I will go to Gamescom next year because I don't think they'll have big games that I'm going to be interested
DMC6!
in. No, I doubt it. I mean, not a single year after DMC5. You gotta last.
Give it some time, otherwise it's gonna be shit.
Yeah, avoid Gamescom on weekends or go there on the earliest days because after that it's just going to be impossible to get in. Oh, and also, if you have a regular pass like the Plebeian or Super Plebeian Pass, once you leave Gamescom you cannot get back in. So you better prepare food and drinks if you don't want to pretty much get ripped off on daylight. It was pretty good. But yeah, it was a positive experience. It's something that I'm glad I managed to do.
How annoyed would you be if they now just tonight they released the demo of DMC5 online?
I'd be super happy. I'd be super happy anyway.
I want to play it more.
Yeah, same. There are many things I want to try out. Also, going there, we got to see Devil Trigger being played live.
Oh yeah,
it was really good. It threw a DMC5 pin at me and hit me in the face. That was pretty good.
Oh god, violent. What's
He
wrong with you?
immediately made the "oh shit, I hate you in the face" look.
Yeah. So I gave him a thumbs up because it's like, hey, no worries about that. This was pretty fun. We did see Itsuno and Matt Walker behind the.
They were peeking in, watching people play the demo, and they were very excited about people getting to play it.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk to them because I was super shy, and Jtegh was doing it for me. Thank you, Jtegh.
Asking the
That's,
important
yeah.
questions like, will Dante get pizza?
Yes. But yeah, even if it is a chore, it's actually a big chore, and it does hurt if you stay there for a long time. Your feet will pretty much be dead. It's worth it if there's a big game that you want to try out. But
A lot of
you
people brought a foldable chair to sit in line.
that is important. On day 2 of Gamescom, I was in queue to get inside of it, and there was a queue behind my queue to get in queue.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both queues were huge. I'm talking a sea of people. So get the Super Premium Pass.
Okay.
Ay. I have a note here which says Soul Calibur 2.
Oh yes, Necrid 1.
Win.
Fucking Necrid.
Necrid must win.
Necrid must not win. Well, yeah, we got to play like in my hotel room. I brought my Wii. Jtegh brought some GameCube controllers and Soul Calibur 2. We got to play it. It was a fun time.
Amazing.
It's also got us to experience like Soul Calibur 2 and next to each other instead of online. And
Yeah, online
it was,
kinda is laggy.
yeah. But it wasn't that bad actually. Jtegh, what do you think about us playing Soul Calibur 2 online?
There were a few laggy moments, but I enjoy playing that with you. So
Yeah, I didn't feel that different from playing offline actually. With the rights.
the main difference was the other controller that we used instead of like PlayStation or Xbox controllers. We now had to use the GameCube controller.
Yeah, we got really thrown off by that. And
I
then
think you
yeah,
guys have to. I think you guys have to choose now: Soul Calibur 2 or Soul Calibur 6, since you played both.
That is actually a hard question. Okay, let's put it like that. Soul Calibur 6 did not have every stages unlocked. If there is the ice stage in Soul Calibur 6, then we might consider the question. But right now, we cannot make any further comments. I'm sorry.
Wait, would that make the game worse or better?
Better.
Way better. Oh, the ice stage is just so
It's
good.
the only stage Suuslas and I ever pick if we play Soul Calibur 2.
Oh god.
Well, we
Ah.
also sometimes pick the Quicksand one. It's pretty fun. Yeah, Soul Calibur 2 was fun. The hotel room was fun.
Did that have a queue?
Hmm?
Is that a queue to get to the hotel?
Oh man, no. This was really
Trains, though.
expensive.
Trains were pretty packed.
Oh yeah, they were pretty packed as well. What else did we do? There was a
Eat at
steakhouse.
McDonald's.
Yeah, €8.17 for a big tasty and fries and iced tea. Yeah, iced tea. There you go, everybody. You now all know all about Germany.
Very good.
Oh, actually, no. We found something that I didn't know existed.
No.
We found a PS3 game, which was Soul Calibur 6. Not 6, 4, sorry. Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag Tournament 2 on the same disc.
Oh.
Was it PS3? Yeah, it was for PS3.
It was a
right,
PS3 disc,
I mean,
yeah.
surely it would have to be a Blu-ray to fit all those games.
Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't sure if it was PS3 or PS4. But yeah, I never heard about that.
Me either.
That was the good.
Well, I think we've gone through all the notes I wrote down at least.
Jtegh is the holder of the world record on Remake 2.
I will submit my demo run of RE2 to Speed Demos Archive, and if they reject it, I'm gonna throw a fit.
I will try to back you on this.
Okay.
No damage, and I finished within 10 minutes.
Ooh.
And I waited 3 hours in line, god damn it!
Just, you had it easy compared to that Jill cosplayer.
The Jill cosplayer was in line for RE2 for at least 5 hours.
Oh god. You'd think someone in cosplay would like get a
Wait.
little bit like advantage, like
Wait.
just be pushed forward.
Wait, Jtegh,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
does Icewave know about this Jill cosplayer?
Yes, and he was very mad at me when I said that I didn't take a picture of her.
I knew it.
We saw two, actually. We saw a Jill Stars and a Jill BSAA.
The Jill Stars was the best one by far.
And she was in line for 5 hours for RE2 remake.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why Jtegh didn't take a picture, because she was, 5 hours in line, she was just sitting down.
She was sitting on the ground playing on her phone, looking very sad and annoyed.
Yeah.
We also
Yeah.
saw some Dantes.
Quite
Oh.
a few Devil May Cry cosplayers. Yeah, I think I saw 2 Dantes, 2 Neros, 2 Virgils. And then I saw a picture where there was also a Nico from DMC5.
Oh, nice.
Huh.
Yeah,
But no
I saw-
ladies.
Nope.
No
Just-
lady and no Trish, no. They have no tastes like this. They have no.
Of course, it's just taste. They have a cosplay as the main character. What the hell?
I guess we should talk about German in Gamescom. It's kind of everywhere.
Yeah,
That's
every
also
Gamescom is in
presentation.
Germany.
Yeah.
Every presentation that was held on stage, even if there was like a giant crowd of English-speaking people, they would just hold every live presentation in German, unless there was like English-speaking people on stage there as well, like Matt Walker, because
Yeah.
he doesn't speak German. But
So, it was. It kind of threw me off. Like, I expected, more of these scenes and everything to be English, but no, they were very much German.
I think you also mentioned that Soul Calibur 6 was Germanish.
the
Yeah.
whole demo was like menus and subtitle text was all set to German, and you couldn't change it.
But it wasn't dubbed to German?
We didn't have any sound.
Oh, okay.
Because there was no headphones, so you just couldn't hear anything.
Oh, yeah, I guess Gamescom would have a thing or two.
And
Yeah.
stuff like the RE2 demo and the DMC demo, those did have headphones, and that was like voice language was set to English, and text was set to English by default. And those two games, like RE2 and DMC5, had subtitle and menu text options in the options menu for English, Japanese, German, Italian, Spanish.
Kingdom Hearts 3 also seemed to be to have English subtitles. I've seen some people play it.
Oh, I didn't even realize
I
it
didn't
was
get in line
there.
for that. Yeah, it was there. I didn't get in line for it because I have no interest, and also the line was pretty big.
Fair
There
enough.
were multiple places. They had their own booth, but it was also at the Xbox booth. They had a few stations for it.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox, turn on.
Xbox had a lot of games, actually.
It sounded like they made a pretty big splash at the show, yeah.
Yeah, like they had DMC5, Tomb Raider, Metro Exodus. That's where there was a remake, Wargroove, Tunic, Daisy.
We don't talk about Daisy.
We don't talk about Daisy.
They also had something about PUBG there,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
and Forza,
well,
of
that-
course.
Well, of course, the Inside Xbox thing we mentioned earlier. I mean, they mentioned when the Xbox version of PUBG will be coming out of their version of Early Access. I think said September
Hmm.
1st or 4th.
They announced their training ground during Gamescom.
Oh, yeah.
Did they finally announce that they're going to fire Bluehole and have actual developers work on optimizing the game?
No, I
Nope,
don't
they
think said
had
that.
they had this whole behind the scenes thing where they visited Bluehole, and they talked a lot about how difficult it was porting the game to the Xbox One. It was kind
Which
of
is
funny.
so funny because you can just think of another game using the same engine with the same genre, a small game called Fortnite, which is out on everything.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Sadness. Oh, speaking of battle royales, there was a booth.
I know where this is going. I know
Yeah,
where
you
this
know
is
where
going.
this is going. There was I think it was a Mixer. Yeah, there was a booth
The
for
Mixer
Mixer. You know,
booth.
the stream.
Oh, yeah.
For the streaming platform, next to the Xbox One, the Xbox booth, and they were playing Paladin's Realm Royale. Is that it? Jake?
It was called Realm Royale.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
Realm
think some of us have already tried that.
Yeah, you
And
have.
that was the most annoying booth they could have put anywhere, and it had to be 2 stations away from the DMC5 line. I kid you not when I tell you that every 10 minutes you'd hear air horns going off.
Oh,
Oh no.
Pew, 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 pew. That one stupid sample.
And the in-game music and sound effects for that game were just so loud, obnoxious, and annoying. And on top of that, they had shoutcasters like
Oh.
screaming in German of the people over the people playing it. It was the most annoying booth.
No,
yeah.
actually, that'd be the Lucio Ball one. Please. I almost went deaf when those guys started screaming for no reason. So, please, check
Yeah,
your
but that
facts.
wasn't the entire conference. That was just a small portion.
Yeah. That Realm Royale thing was there the whole day. I'm pretty sure it's going on. Oh, no, it stopped. It's the 26th. I'm living in the past. I'm pretty sure it never ended.
Gamescom.
They're still there in that
After
hall
all, yeah.
screaming forever.
Well, I'm starting to get a little bit worried about the rendering time for this podcast, so maybe we should get closer to the end now.
I just want to touch on one small thing before we finish.
What?
So, Sectus, you and I, we watched the opening ceremony live stream. You remember?
Yep.
So they announced a few things during that, but the one thing I just want to touch on is right at the end, we got a new trailer for Shenmue 3 and a release date, which I'll be very surprised if they hit that because this is Shenmue we're talking about.
What was the release date?
Like August 27th, 2019, I think. So like a year away. But yeah, if they hit that and don't delay it, I'll be very surprised.
Speaking of the delays, I don't think this happened during Gamescom, but Bloodstained has been delayed until 2019.
Oh yeah.
And Spyro.
Or Spyro.
Oh, that was a Spyro.
Oh yeah, Spyro did also get delayed. We saw a playable demo of that on the show floor, but we didn't try it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Lines.
Well, any final thoughts?
I think that's everything.
No one shit at the Fortnite booth.
You don't know. You didn't go there. Best. All right. Quickly before we end, best game at Gamescom: DMC5, ET, Pong. All right.
Yep.
Oh, and Soul Calibur is somewhere in between ET and Pong.
Oh no! Oh no! I guess I should mention before I forget that there was this Soccer 6 news thing earlier today. As well got formally announced, and I'll have a pretty big podcast about that. I'll record probably tomorrow or in 2 days. There's a lot of stuff to say about that, especially due to the fact that we know his name now. As Will.
Okay. Yes.
But I guess with that was Gamescom.
Yay!
Yay!
Whoa.
Yay! DMC5!
Bang, 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 pull my devil's trigger.
No.